What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're gonna be taking a look at this 2026 BMW 228 Gran Coupe. This one's finished off in Alpine White with an MSRP around $45,000. Big shout out to Hendrick BMW Northlake for providing this new car for today's video. Check their website, linked down below. Underneath the hood of the 2026 BMW 228, you're gonna find that 2-liter inline 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. We get 241 horsepower with 295 pound-feet of torque. This one is front-wheel drive paired to the 7-speed dual-clutch transmission. Curb weight is around 3,400 pounds. It's going to run on a 13.7-gallon fuel tank, and you can expect 27 miles per gallon in the city with 39 out on the highway. The overall length is 179.2 inches with a wheelbase at 105.1. Width is 70.9 and height is 56.9 inches. For the exterior styling with the 2026 2 Series BMW, the Gran Coupe, it's got a cool style overall. It's got a lot of rounded design elements. And then I like these LED headlights. They have a dark housing to them as well. You can see the daytime running lights. You got a gloss black kidney-shaped grille with active grille shutters, safety sensor, and then you can see down below we're going to get parking sensors, more of this gloss black with more active shutters. So you definitely can see the BMW in it. It actually looks like a mini 8 Series Gran Coupe. I can see a lot of that style to it. Nice trim on the far sides, and that front bumper really protrudes forwards, probably to give this a bit larger design than what it is. So it's got a good style for being something small. Got some sharp body lines throughout the hood. Nice BMW badge right in the front, and then at the side, with the M Sport package, we have those nice M brakes with the big red brake calipers, two-tone design on these wheels with a multi-spoke design, side parking sensors, sharp lines throughout the front, and then a nice trim piece throughout the lower section with sharp body lines all throughout the side. You're gonna get body colored mirror caps, integrated turn signal, nice body colored door handles, and this one's got all black trim for the windows. You even have a panoramic sunroof with black contrasting all throughout it. And then for the side profile, this is BMW's smallest sedan. Has a nice look, it's very proportional, and it really doesn't look too much like a compact sedan. So it's got a good size to it overall for being the baby BMW. And then in back we have a gloss black lip spoiler, a little 2 Series badge, and it's funny how they have the first letter much larger than the second. And then we have all of your LED lighting with the red design. Down below you're going to see all the parking sensors, a small diffuser in the black color, and a sporty style inside and out. Taking a look at the key fob, just a basic looking BMW logo with your buttons on the side. BMW badge is your lock button. You can lock and unlock it from the door, and it's kind of cool. This is pillarless door, so it gives it a little bit more premium touch. This one's going to get the mocha perforated Vagenza interior, which is a nice brown color. And then for the door panel, you can see we have the soft touch material up above, and then lock and unlock, memory seating release handle, and then I love all the mocha color to it. Got contrast stitching, nice padding and Harman Kardon. Trunk button down below, and then an M logo even on the door sill. You're going to see power controls for these seats, and then the smooth as well as the perforations all throughout it. I like the leg rest too, giving you extra comfort, nice little bolsters to the seats, and just a sporty style making our way up the headrest. You can see how large the panoramic roof is as well, and we have this nice new steering wheel with the cool texture, different colors on it, and then wrapped in black leather. And then now inside the 2026 BMW 2 Series, keep my foot on the brake, and go ahead and fire it up. 4 cylinders are going to roar to life. And then you're going to have this nice curved screen with 2 different LCD screens throughout it. For climate control, you're going to tap that fan icon, and you're going to get into all the different zones right there. At the home screen, you can get a nice look at everything. BMW Edge right in the center, a couple cruise control settings on the left with paddle shifters. On the left side, you can hold down for the boost to give you some extra power. You have extra settings as well as some audio controls, windshield wipers on the right stalk, and then at the left stalk, you're going to get headlights as well as turn signal. For the gauge cluster screen, you have a nice LCD design, and you can adjust what you'd like to see throughout the center using the button on the steering wheel. So you have a lot of cool information, even a navigation system that'll pop up. And then for the layout even, you have all the same ones you're going to see in the nicer BMWs. On the left side, we have this little nub you can wiggle to adjust your air vents, which comes out of right here. You can adjust the intensity, you got ambient lighting throughout it, a speaker up above, and I like how you're going to see a soft touch dashboard. You have the M-colored stitching, which is a really cool touch. The same vent design as well with the cool ambient lighting. And then in the center, you can actually see this is ambient lit in the BMW M colors. So a really cool attention to detail with the air vents integrated, and then you have the same little design as well. For the actual screen, you can scroll through on this left side, see all sorts of different information that'll come up. So it's nice and easy to kind of get your bearings with the whole interior. We have back button as well. We have some shortcuts throughout this left side for media, telephone, as well as your navigation. Back to your home screen, and then just the one drawback is you have to tap fan to get to climate vents. However, the fan temperature as well as heated seats and steering wheel though are always accessible. So that's just my one complaint. Why not have a fan speed somewhere on the screen when they have the resources to program it like that? You're gonna see a small backup camera as well as a top-down view for the parking sensors. You can adjust a couple of these views as well, and then camera cleaning even, which is a cool little touch. Down below all of that, you're gonna see the air vents, those controls, a little storage bucket in here, and then another storage area along with some extra plugs and cup holders. We have just this smooth satin black with a satin silver design, roller dial for the volume. Drive modes, you can click that. You're gonna need a couple that are gonna pop up. When you go into sport, you're gonna see some red accents to all the coloring, and then going back into the modes, we have efficient as well, and you're gonna see the blue, and again, all this ambient lighting changes blue as well. So nice attention to detail for the base BMW. You're gonna see some more of the Mocha down below for your armrest. Popping that open, we have a ton of hidden space. And then the glove box over here, the handle is kind of hidden. You just press that and you have a nice bucket. One last look at the interior for the 228 Gran Coupe. It feels like a baby BMW, so not too bad. Nice use of materials, and it's priced pretty average with today's market. You got the nice sunroof up above, full panoramic sun view, and then you have all those controls and a nice frameless mirror. Moving on to the rear seat space, you can just grab the door handle and open it up. You're gonna get the 2 logo on this trim as well, which is cool to see. And then once again, the frameless doors. You have the nice soft touch material up above with all the Mocha color, storage throughout it, a very nice large grab handle, and then all the smooth leather style seating with all the perforations. This one's gonna get 3 seats back here, of course, and you can pull this forwards for your armrest as well as cup holders. There are gonna be air vents down below with a couple plugs, and then just a nice cutout in the backs of these seats for your knees. So hopping into the back seat with the 228 Gran Coupe. So it is a 4-seater and a 4-door car. However, it is a little on the cramped side at 5'11". My head is touching the ceiling. With the driver's seat at my height, the cutout does allow my knees to have some room. However, I do hit the sides. Feet have decent room. The seats do feel very small, honestly. They are not full-size seats, I would say. A car seat could probably fit. You're gonna have to move the seat up quite a bit to fit it. So it is a cramped back seat. This is a small car. Honestly, when you look at generic brands, a Honda Civic has a lot more space than this for a good 15 grand cheaper. So not the greatest 4-door car out there, but you got the BMW badge and some of the nice materials. Taking a look at the trunk space, there's gonna be a button underneath the BMW logo where we can manually pop that open. It definitely has a small trunk in here. Nice and squared off though, so it can be useful for small bags. You have a storage area over on this right side, and you can pull the whole floor open, and you have a lot of hidden space down here. The 3 seats are individually foldable. You can even pull these levers to even pop them. And with that center seat cushion, there's gonna be a second lever where you can actually just pull the whole thing down separately. So that's a nice way to get it passed through. And then after pulling those down, you can get everything nice and flat. All right, so setting off now in the 228i. So being front wheel drive, honestly, right off the bat, get xDrive. You need this car in all-wheel drive. When you floor it, even just baby throttling it, not really pushing it, obviously being a brand new car, there's a lot of like torque steer though. Steering wheel wobbles like this when you accelerate. So front wheel drive, I don't know. I don't think you're really getting the true BMW experience if you're gonna get a front wheel drive car with, you know, nearly 300 pound-feet of torque the way this is set up. There's a lot of sporty front wheel drive cars out there like the Honda Civic Type R that have this kind of power, and they don't do that. So I don't know, this is almost too much power, I think, and just not the right differential setup for it. So if we tone this car down, which most people buying this car are probably never going to go into sport mode anyway and just drive this like normal, it is a pretty smooth car. Overall, it's pretty quiet. You don't really hear any road noise at all. Absorbing the bumps very well. The seat is nice and comfortable. I do feel like I am definitely way too tall for this car. Like I want to have the seat farther and farther back and more reclined. I feel like I'm getting pushed forward by just the way the seat is set up. So I'm not all too comfortable sitting in here. However, the seat is very padded and plush. So it's got some good aspects to the way it kind of feels as a driver. Handling characteristics, the steering has a nice weight to it. And again, there is a lot of power to it. But like that wobble, that is not me doing that. That is just a car kind of finding its way. So a little interesting to have this kind of power with the front wheel drive like I mentioned. But using the interior, it's a pretty straightforward interior to use. Visibility is all really good. Can't complain at all from that. It's an easy car to maneuver too, given it is a smaller car at the end of the day. I mean, it's easy just to get into parking spaces, all of that. The turning circle is pretty good. So it's just kind of an effortless, normal car to drive. And being a BMW, you know, it has that refined feeling to where it doesn't feel like a cheap car. The build quality feels pretty tight. The way everything is just put together, it doesn't feel like it's just a chintzy tin can. So I like how you still have the BMW in this car, even for being the cheaper BMW, which again, cheaper, still a pricey car, I guess, for being a basic car. But in this drive mode, it's a bit more peppy than the efficient drive mode. And I'd say overall it does drive really good. Just if you're gonna push it, the front wheel drive just is gonna be a little funky for being a BMW. You know, BMWs are driver's cars, and to have one that's front wheel drive, to me, it just kind of takes away from the really nice feelings that you get in the all-wheel drive version. So my honest thoughts with the Beamer. So yeah, front wheel drive, just not my taste for this car. You're gonna get a little bit lighter car, slightly better gas mileage than the all-wheel drive car. So I guess it kind of just depends on what your goal is with this. I feel like though, if you're going for a BMW, you're going for a bit more of the driver's aspects, the way the car feels, the way the car actually moves. You're not exactly all going about efficiency. So I feel like front wheel drive just doesn't really make sense. You're gonna get a better driving car with all wheel drive. The power delivery will be better, and it's gonna be more fun to drive. If you're gonna get the front wheel drive because you want just the economic aspects, maybe get a Honda Civic Hybrid for 15 grand cheaper. So this specific spec, I don't see front wheel drive. But normal driving, as far as the 228i goes, you know, it's a nice car. It is comfortable in here. It is small, so this is not for people who are nearly 6 feet tall. I just am definitely too tall in here. Again, with my seat, the way I need to set it back, honestly, I can't quite get it comfortable. I need to put it too far reclined, and then I just don't feel that comfortable in this. So it's just not a car for people who are average size or taller, I would say. However, if you're like maybe 5'5" or less, this is probably gonna be a really good sized sedan, and you probably fit well if you have people your size in the back. So good car for being a compact car. It still does kind of beg that question. If you're gonna buy a BMW, do you really want a base model BMW, the basic one they offer? Because I don't think you're really getting the BMW aspects. You know, for me, if I'm getting a sedan from BMW, you know, I'm gonna spend the 100 grand and get an M3 and get the all-out crazy sedan, or get the M5, or at least get like the M Light versions. So a basic luxury brand to me, I don't think makes that much sense, just because you're paying a lot for the brand name when there's a lot of generic cars, the Hyundais, the Hondas, the Toyotas, that are gonna have all the same features, the same kind of power, and are gonna be nice enough to where, you know, do you really need to spend more money on kind of an average car? So that's my only kind of toss up with a car like this, is just, you know, you're getting the brand name. Yes, you are getting, I would say, a better build quality than the Hondas, you know, the Hyundais, things like that. It does feel solid. It's got good power from the engine. All-wheel drive, yes, you can't get in a lot of those cars. So I can see some of the appeal to it. You just really got to want to get what this has to offer. And at the end of the day, it is a good car. It's solid. It's nice. Just kind of a small BMW sedan. So I'm sure there's a pretty good market for these. Probably not the most popular car in the world out there, just because 45 grand, you can get a lot of other bigger sized vehicles for the money. But if you want a BMW, if you want something that has that refined aspects to it and the tough build quality of a German car, you know, I can see the appeal. But there is the 2026 BMW 228 Gran Coupe. Again, front wheel drive. Definitely want all wheel drive for a car like this, I think. But cool car nonetheless. Big shout out to Hendrick BMW Northlake for providing this car for today's video. Check out their website, link down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.